Hi guys, and welcome back again to the TechTick YouTube channel. Today we are looking at the new model of microATX motherboard from Gigabyte, the Z97MX-Gaming 5, based on the, as the name suggests, the Intel's new Z97-1150 socket. This chipset supports the current Haswell and Haswell Refresh processors, as well as the upcoming 14nm Broadwell processor. Going around the box, we come across on some main key features that this model has to offer. Here we can see the whole layout of the motherboard with all of its main features pointed out, as well as some more detailed information about those same features right next to it, like the G1 audio, performance and network design. Just below that we have some certification logos for different standards, like the multi-GPU support for SLI and Crossfire setup and Sound Blaster audio system. Right next to it, there's a detailed view of the input-output back connections, and above it, two main new standards that came along with the Z97 chipset, the SATA Express connector and the M.2 slot. On the right bottom corner, you can see some technical specifications of this model, memory support, slot number, USB port configuration, and so on. Going back again to the front part of the box, below the cover you can see the life-size representation of the motherboard, as well as some more pictures of those earlier features that we talked about. Enough about features, let's open up the box finally and take a peek what's inside. For starters, here are some Gigabyte stickers and of course a bunch of user manuals. A two-way SLI bridge. 4 SATA 3 cables, and an I/O shield. Last but certainly not least, here is the Z97MX-Gaming 5 motherboard. The color schematic of the new G series of Gigabyte motherboards is a bit different from its last generation with the Z87 chipset. Gigabyte went from the bright green to aggressive red and with a different logo also. This model in particular looks really nice in its smaller microATX form factor. Layout is well thought and everything is neatly packed away in the right places, easily reachable for a good cable management. Of course, this being a microATX form factor motherboard, you are limited by fewer PCI slots, but that's not a big of a problem as you have 3 physical PCI Express X16 slots in their X16 and X8 and X4 electrical configuration, as well as one PCI Express X1 slot. As we said before, you will be able to configure a 2 SLI or Crossfire setup. Moving across the motherboard, you can see two big passive coolers around the CPU socket, which are cooling off the power regulation, as well as a smaller cooler for the Z97 chipset. Right above the chipset cooler, you can see the 4 DIMM slots for up to 32 GB of fast DDR3 RAM, supporting all speeds across the board. As we said before, the Z97MX-Gaming 5 has a really good connector layout, starting from the EPS connectors on the top to everything else like the fan controllers, ATX connector, USB and audio headers, and of course the SATA connectors. Touching the subject of SATA connectors, here we have the usual set of 6 individual SATA 3 connectors, as well as one SATA Express connector for the upcoming drives. One of the more interesting hardware features of this motherboard model is definitely the advanced audio setup that combines a good 7.1 channel Realtek 1150 audio codec, as well as some quality op amps, Sound Blaster XF5 MB3 support, and MEI shielding for minimizing the static noise from the rest of the electrical components on the board. Since we are talking about interesting hardware features, here we also have an advanced network solution in the form of killer E2200 network interface controller, as well as the M.2 slot for the upcoming storage solutions. Last thing for us to talk about is the input and output connectors on the back side of the board. Here we have a full-blown configuration of the connectors, considering this is a microATX board. Starting from the USB 3 ports and USB 2 ports that have additional power running through them for faster charging, as well as the video outputs and gold-plated audio connectors. All in all, you really have some options here to choose from. Thank you guys once again for checking out the unboxing and preview of the Gigabyte Z97MX-5 gaming motherboard. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up if you liked our video, leave a comment if you have any questions about a product, and of course subscribe to our TechTick YouTube channel for more content like this, or you can just check out our other videos from before.